Hello, my dear friend. Today I will teach you second part of deep water. Before this, I would like to tell you summary in brief. Listen carefully. The lesson deep water deals with the idea of fear. It conveys the idea that fear is a great obstacle to our happiness and progress. It is a negative feeling which paralyzes us and makes us passive. When William Douglas was 10 or 12 years old, he went to YMCA pool to learn swimming. A terrible incident occurred about which he speaks in this lesson. A big bully of a boy picked him up and threw him into the pool. As he was already in fear of water and did not know swimming, he feared he, he would be drowned. He went at once to the bottom. He planned to paddle to the edge of the pool. He came up slowly. He opened his eyes and said nothing but water, and saw nothing but water. He had lost his breath and went down endlessly. He was paralyzed underwater. He cried for help, but nothing happened. He felt like sleeping. He was in a state of forgetfulness. When he came to senses, he was lying on his stomach beside the pool. He was vomiting. The fear stayed with him for years. Finally, he got an instructor. The instructor attached a rope to the narrator's belt. The rope went through the pulley. He held on the end of the rope and went back and forth, up and down in the pool. The author practiced and learned how to swim. Message. In this lesson, the author wants to convey that we should convince ourselves that it is not death but the fear of death that brings terror and panic to our minds. We should make consistent effort to overcome fear. Okay, this is all about the whole lesson. Now I am just going to tell you the further part of the lesson. Okay, so just look at your page. Okay, and you will get everything. Now I'm going to explain it line by line. Okay, as we know, the writer William Douglas lost his consciousness. He was faint in water. Okay, he was underwater. After then, when he opens his eyes, he sees he was lying, and he was vomiting. Okay, it seems that someone had saved him from drowning. After some hours, he moved towards his house, and he was very fearful. He was very afraid. Even he did not take the night's meal. He was very afraid, and he was so afraid that he did not like to go near water. After then, he never went to YMCA pool. This fear of water was continued with him for years. Whenever he goes for fishing, boating, or plan to do to go any pool with his friends, with his family members, or solo, it was not worthful. It was worthless. His program was not finalized. Obviously, whenever he goes near water, that fear again reoccurs him. Af- After then, he did not. This fear continues with him, and he decided to overcome with this fear in the month of in October. From October, he will take a special training of swimming. After then, that fear may be vanished. It will not occur again. He goes to his instructor. The instructor provides him 5 days in a week for swimming. Okay? The instructor binds the rider with a rope and tells him to go from one end to another end. Okay, and he was doing the same thing. But what happens? Sometimes the instructor loses the rope. It was he became again fearful. Okay, and he his fear of water again reoccurs. Okay, so as a result of it, he started to drown in water. After 3 months, he continued swimming. He swam more than 100 times, and that fear started to reduce. Okay? His instructor told him nicely, how will you keep your nose underwater and exhale it, and how will you inhale your inhale after keeping your face on the surface of the water. He told him everything, and he also told him how to paddle in water, how to kick inside water. Okay? And gradually months passed. Instructor told him, in the month of April there is no need of instructor for you. You can yourself swim. Okay? And after then the writer thinks that fear will again come. So whenever he is alone, okay, one day the writer was alone and he started to swim. But that fear again started to reoccur. But in this moment, he did not fear. He continued swimming, and after then, he felt satisfied. But he did not feel satisfied. He did not feel 100% satisfied. He it seems that fear again will come. That's why he went to Lake Wentworth. That is in New Hampshire. Okay, and there he started to swim 2 kilometers in Triggs Island, and he reached near Stomp Act Island. And what in the middle, there was a moment when whenever his face is underwater, his death of fear reoccurs again, and that fear again dominates him. But now he laughs, and he continued swimming. To the second end of that island, he reached there. He reached Storm Act Island. However, still no, he was not satisfied. He has a fear of death. Okay, and so he went to Warm Lake, and that was really very big. And the next day he reached near the lake from one side, and after then he went to another side by swimming, and he was very excited, and in his excitement he cries. He has overcome his fear. As he as he knows that feeling can't be understood by everyone. It may be under it may be understood by the person that has faced that feeling. Okay, and no one can understand that feeling. The person who conquers over death can can easily realize that experience. Okay, and according to William Douglas, death is easy. It will come to everyone, but the fear of death can be realized only those who has made such situation. Roosevelt says the that fear is itself a fear. Okay, it simply means that if you realize, and if you want to live, if you have desire to live, then and you have a strong desire to live, then that at that situation your fear will go away. You will overcome your fear. Okay? And he says, Roosevelt says, in his life, you can go ahead. You can achieve every goal. Okay? Okay? But without any fear. Thank you to all of you. Okay? So just go through the lesson I told you, the line by line explanation. It will help you to understand the lesson. You will get everything clear to you. Please like, subscribe me. Thank you.